Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with yet another Lost City Vancouver card review, and today is Paladin Day, and Murlocs are back, baby, and we're gonna repeat a quest, the first ever repeatable quest. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Actually, really like this set of cards, pretty excited about it. If you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I'll add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go Baroque. So after popular demand, we are going to start this review with the quest so that the cards we review afterwards make more sense to complete our quest. Let me know if this is the way we should go going forward. I like to save the biggest, splashiest for last, but whatever. Let's try it for this video and start off with Dive the Galaka Depths, the new 1 mana, again, shocking, quest for Paladin. However, it is a repeatable quest that requires you to summon 5 Murlocs, not even play. You just gotta summon them. So you got a spell that summons a Murloc, that will work. Your reward, Murlocs you summon, again, not play, gain +1/+1. So that's like an aura effect. It will constantly be buffed up, and basically, it's the Secret Cave is the reward you get whenever you summon a Murloc, give it +1/+1. And by repeatable, it doesn't mean you actually have to spend the 1 mana over and over. It gets added back to your hand. It will just continuously loop. Like, once it's done, I guess it'll be an animation, and then it'll restart. So you don't have to spend a mana to get that going. So the initial reward's nothing too insane, right? +1/+1, it's nice, but every single time I summon 5 Murlocs throughout the game, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's not a ton of Murloc stuff going on in Paladin right now. It's all drunk Paladin and dragon, so this doesn't really go with any of that. So we're really gonna have to rely on basically this expansion's Murlocs. There are some neutral ones we've already reviewed that do look pretty good. There's some kindred synergies going on, so this could see play. I just wonder, will this Paladin quest be like every other Paladin quest in Hearthstone history and be either bad or barely playable? I think the best Paladin quest we ever had was like making mummies, I think it was called, the Reborn one. It countered Control Warrior at the time pretty well, but the whole Galvadon thing, it got a good song out of Kibler, I'll give it that, but it wasn't very good. And then the Dude Paladin one was okay in Stormwind, but everybody else was OTKing, so we'll see. It seems fine, right? Like, it's gonna be constant buffing. You're summoning, it can scale pretty largely if we could get a lot of Murlocs. And in standard, there's still not a ton of support. We're gonna review more cards, obviously, that'll work with that in this video. I'll give it a 3 to 5. It's got potential for, you know, the scaling it can do. Stat increases do matter. Kind of reminds me almost like the Infestor for the Zergs for a bit. Like, it's kind of like that, where we know how those stats can multiply if we can get it quite a bit. So we shall see. And in while there, we've seen Murloc Paladin tons of times be good. Like, anything can happen. We'll just like proc this once automatically, or tip the scales will proc this once automatically at that hero power Murloc that you can click in every turn, summon a Murloc with your hero power. There's potential, but again, Murloc Paladin hasn't been a thing forever. But with amount of Murlocs we can spam, like the Dormant one, there's a 1 mana 2/1 that like pops out 2 more. That's over half your quest in 1 card. That's not the worst. I'll give it a 3 in Wild too. Like, there's so many Murloc cards that could make this work. And again, in standard, there's also like the weapon, the Murloc weapon too. I believe that's in the core set, something to consider as well. Every Murloc card, and that card's not that bad. There's just not a lot of Murloc synergies right now. Well, here we go. This should work out, you would think. So yeah, I'll give it a 3, maybe it'll be a 4, maybe it'll be a 5, I don't know. But I do think it's got a shot, and it's really cool to see all these tribal decks come back. I really do like that. But how are we going to complete this quest, right? We definitely need some help in that neutral pool, or not neutral, we already have that in the class pool. And well, we have the Hot Spring Glider, a 3 mana 2/4 Murloc with a Battle Cry. Your next Murloc costs 2 less, which is pretty good. You can bank that. You don't have to use the mana cheat right away. And Kindred, so meaning you played a Murloc the prior turn, and gains Divine Shield. I don't believe this guy gets the Divine Shield the next Murloc you play. So if it has Rush or something like that, that could be really nice to trade in, but you're making a Murloc relatively hard to kill. You're cheating out. This is basically, right, a 1 mana 2/4, give a minion Divine Shield. If you look at it that way, you get that mana cheat right away. That could be really good. Or even just cheat out a 1-drop for tempo. That could be pretty solid. It's got mana cheat. It's got a tribe on it. It helps you complete your quest. And it can give Divine Shield. All seems pretty solid. The only big drawback for this card is the stats are crap. It's a 3 mana 2/4, but if I've completed just one quest proc, it's a 3/5. And that's really good for 3 mana, or 1 mana if you consider the mana cheat. So that can help you snowball pretty quickly. I'll give it a 3 in standard. I'll give it a 3 in wild. I think, again, I think this Murloc stuff can work in wild. And in wild, there's so many. You can play this in like Rock Pool Hunter. That's really good, right? Play this, Rock Pool Hunter, any minion on the board, or this. That's really solid. It gets Divine Shield. It gets your quest going. I think all around, yeah, in standard wild, this archetype definitely has a shot. And I haven't said that for pretty much anything, but I promise I look at wild and what can work, and I'm usually pretty correct on it. And this time, yeah, there's actually a chance. Not saying it'll happen, but there's a chance, which is more than I could say about like 99% of cards these days in standard. Next, we have the Tyrano Gill, a 6 mana 6/3 Murloc and Beast. It has Rush with Death Rattle. So yes, you can give this Divine Shield. It could cost 4, all that with that prior Murloc. Death Rattle, summon 3/2/1 Murlocs. Give them each a random bonus effect. And there's like 3 different tokens here. They're all Dino Locks, but they have like 3 different artworks I'll just cycle through. So yeah, it could get a bonus effect. So it could get Rush itself, right? That's a bonus effect. It could get Divine Shield. I think there's what, Elusive. There's, you know, all the different bonus effects that we've seen for quite some time. This basically is 1 proc almost on your quest. It's 4 Murlocs. You're getting 4 Murlocs summoned with just this guy. And yeah, it could keep a board around that you could buff up further. Pretty darn solid. The fact we could play this on turn 4, right? Or turn 3 with the coin. Well, actually, no, with that 3 mana guy, we'd probably have to coin that. So probably not on turn 3, but like on turn 4, we could play this. And that's a lot of stats. And this with Divine Shield could be pretty annoying. I feel like as a 6 mana card, it's like okay-ish, but as a 4 mana card, it's like ridiculous. And yeah, getting 2/1s out there that you could further buff up and get that quest continuously going, because again, after you summon these Murlocs, they're going to be gaining those stats. That's quite nice. So again, something to consider. I think this could see play. You're going to need to get all the Murloc generation you can get in standard right now. Like, you're really going to need to. There's not that many. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. I feel like that's going to be a very common number this review. In wild, I feel like it's too slow. You have so many more Murlocs that you're going to want to pick to push aggression, go wide. And there's not reliable ways. Like, you only got the 1 card so far, at least that I'm aware of, to really cheat this out. And yeah, 6 mana wild for just a rush minion that spawns more minions. It's not going to make the cut. I'm going to give it a 2 there. And also in Arena, really good card. Rush cards that summon other stuff, usually pretty darn good. So certainly a card to look out for. It's not that bad a Murloc at all. Next, we have a card that's not necessarily a Murloc, but can be really good in a Murloc deck, is Ready the Fleet, a 3 mana spell, no spell school on it. You give +1/+2 to a friendly minion and your other minions that share a type with it. So you got a full board of Murlocs. Each one of those is getting additional +1/+2, which is very strong. You could play this possibly in Imbue Paladin, have a bunch of dragons on the board. Same deal. Any tribe doesn't matter as long as they're sharing the same type. You have a full board of the Amalgam. You could buff up all of those too, right? So really good purely in a pure tribal deck, but makes any basically a board of those tribes a even bigger threat. And Murlocs, we love to go wide, we love to buff them up. That seems really darn good there. Very comparable to like Druid. They have that, we already saw, we got the one that buffs the 2 attack or less minions. We had the Herald of Nature, I think it was called, that was nerfed to +1/+1 back in the day. You don't get a body with this. It doesn't give your minions taunt, but it's a solid buff for a tribal deck. And absolutely another card I could see play, whether it's Murlocs, dragons, whatever tribe it is, it's pretty good as long as it's consistently going wide and aggressive. Murlocs historically have always done that, so it's a pretty safe bet that this could see some play. Again, 3 out of 5 in standard. Again, 3 out of 5 in wild, because it's pretty cheap. It's relatively fast enough that I could play this in a wild deck and feel pretty darn good about it. And lastly, this should also really help us complete our quest with the Submerged Map, a 1-mana spell. Again, no spell school. You discover a Murloc. If you play it this turn, also pick one of the others. And the nice thing about Murlocs is they're relatively cheap. Where you've banked -2 mana from that Murloc earlier, that can be quite good. So for 1 mana, I'm getting 2 Murlocs. There's not that many Murlocs in standard, so I'm pretty likely to hit something decent. And, you know, maybe it helps me go wide, complete the quest a bit more. It's only a 1 mana investment to get that option. If I only get the 1 Murloc out of it, I guess it's not amazing. But with that quest, it certainly could be something to consider. In standard, again, I'm going to give it a 3. I think I gave every card in this package a 3 because I do believe Murloc Paladin has a chance. I'm not sold on it being a big, like, power outlier or anything, but who knows? It could be. It's Paladin. Paladin keeps breaking Hearthstone, it feels like. But in wild, I'm going to give this a 1, mainly because you have so many more Murloc options to play in your deck that you rather just, play in your deck. And the options off of this will vary way more in wild. There are a lot of really bad Murlocs or amalgams that can bog this down to the point where I don't think you would ever consider it in wild. But yeah, standard, it has a shot. So that's all the cards so far today. But I like this package. I love seeing tribal stuff being pushed, and it's pretty aggressive, obviously, but we haven't had a lot of that. It's just all these like non-board decks, even like the aggressive ones, like one big blowout turn, and this is more of like build up a giant Murloc board, keep getting more and more buffs on them. I could see this seeing some play. I'm hoping it will see some play. So yeah, overall pretty cool set. Let me know what you think about it, and the next reveal will be the final Paladin cards. Maybe there'll be more Murlocs. I don't know. Stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.